Oh, man.
The jubilation.
And if you're watching this back nine video right now, you're as happy as Nate Sexton, right? So welcome back to the Glass Blown Open, presented by Dynamic Disc and the PDGA. Robert McCall and myself, AJ Risley, on the mic. We got Paul McBeth, Ricky Wysocki, Drew Gibson, Nate Sexton. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, nobody playing clean with no bogeys through the front nine. And in fact, just one or two bogeys through the front is kind of a standout on a day like today because it is so very windy.
Very windy.
We were playing with a sustained, or sustained if you want to pronounce words incorrectly, 20 to 25 mile an hour wind.
It's also getting like a little bit of overcast. It's kind of chilly out there. So, pronouncing words like that, it would be pretty tough on a day.
Yeah,
like this.
it's hard to do here inside the building where there's no wind whatsoever. Hey, let's just talk about hole 10.
Yes.
3.4 scoring average. It's playing in the middle of the road for our field at the 10th most difficult hole.
Measures in at 391 feet, but we're playing over a little hill here. You got to get over the hill, and then it drops down quite a bit. So all you got to do is put about, 350, 360 feet worth of power behind your disc. And
Right. On a perfect angle, mind you.
Yes.
This is a common play that we see from players not really wanting to force it over to the right, which is what you have to do to get to the basket. We see a lot of those leak left toward that OB golf fairway. Ricky's is headed over there as well.
And as it leaks left, it gets picked up by the right to left crosswind.
That's right. This is
I feel like the key to success here is a lot of spin on your disc.
Yes.
And a little bit faster like Drew went with. I'm not exactly sure if that's a Leopard 3 or a T-Bird 3, but faster than a mid-range, so it can cut through that wind a little bit better.
This is, I think we've said this a couple of times, but this is so much more of a technical drive than it seems when you're standing on the box.
For sure.
It seems like, you just throw it straight, maybe move it a little right, that's fine. It has to hold that angle so much longer than you think. And with that right to left crosswind, so hard to do so.
Okay. Sexton got it to pin high, but it falls off a little bit to the left side. He's going to have a tester. Ooh. Speaking of testing, Drew's testing that OB line over there.
But he's good. He's safe. Inside the circle.
This little...
Paul doing some crazy stuff. I guess that's about the only gap that he had, but that wasn't wider than maybe a disc and a half or two.
I would imagine he would have been thankful for that gap had he made the putt.
That's right. Ricky with a good birdie bid as well, but he's past the basket, 20 feet or so. No problem for Ricky. Drew's he raises his hands like, hey, how come that's no problem? That's a hard putt. I don't think that's what he was saying, but that's what it looked like. Good conversion for Sexton, just getting it barely over the rim.
And he passed the test.
He did. Tough miss there for Gibson. And we'll see McBeth just drop in for his par. Those are the sort of putts you want when it's as windy as it is today. Nice little drop-ins.
Yes.
Or
yes,
when
please.
it's not windy, because they're always good.
Yeah.
Moving over to hole 11, this is playing as the 8th most difficult hole on the course, 3.62 scoring average. It's crazy that everything is playing over par today.
Par, yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous. 399 feet, pretty much a big hyzer for you guys, yeah?
Yeah. And we play across a valley again with a bunch of wind coming from the right side. And really, again, like most holes, the biggest challenges here are the out of bounds. We got cart path, and to the left is out of bounds, and then the right side of the golf fairway is out of bounds. Ball comes in a little bit hot, and oh no, the Jomez disc let him down.
I didn't see that was the Jomez disc, but we did only say 20% of the time.
Okay.
So this is...
And yes, that was his 5th throw.
Yep.
So
it's perfect.
First 4 were good.
The math checks out for it to be... anyway, okay. Ricky, on the backside of that tree, circle 2, looking at his birdie putt.
And Sexton doesn't quite get all the hyzer that he needs. so he's going to be on that right side of the tree with Rick.
And not a bad result, but any putt outside the circle today feels extremely difficult.
Luckily, though, they're going to have tailwind.
Yep. Gibson's got a lot of hyzer on that, looking for it to settle. It's just, on days like today, it's so hard to find that medium between too much hyzer and getting it flat and wanting to cover all the distance.
But you can kind of tell the difference between the grass and the ground.
Yes, exactly. By the basket, really thin grass.
Yeah, very short, more dirt than grass. But over where Rick and Nate were,
quite thick,
yeah,
Velcro type grass.
A little bit more lush.
It's really lush over there.
Ooh. Drew's putt stayed under the wind the whole way. Paul's putt, on the other hand.
Goodness, that's...
Some people say that that little bit of wobble that he has is intentional. It's like intentional, so it's not. It doesn't. It's not affected by the wind as much.
Huh? I wouldn't have thought about that before.
I mean,
also, I don't know if that's the truth.
Yeah, let's get some second spectrum, like sports science stuff.
Yeah,
in here.
Where's Brinkus when you need him, man? Oh no.
Oh, he got a lot of metal. That was crazy.
Yeah, ultimately, that's going to be a double bogey 5 for Gibson. Sexton will convert for his par. Gibson in for double. Moving over to hole 13, playing as the 5th easiest hole on the course today.
Hole 12.
Yep, that's... I looked at the wrong thing.
That's okay.
Pardon
but hole
me.
12 is...
the 3rd easiest hole on the course.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do? You want to talk about?
Oh, yeah, 3rd easiest hole. Okay. 3rd easiest hole because it's actually the 2nd shortest hole.
That's right.
Or actually, well, no. I think for us...
It may be the shortest.
For the men, it is the shortest hole. All you got to do is navigate your way through some trees. It's 314 feet as the crow flies, but it's a little uphill. And you got OB to the right. There's OB long left. And really what you're fighting is this tree line on the right and that big Zach Melton bush.
That's right.
On the left side. Rick with a beautiful shot. Wow. Almost too beautiful.
Nearly finding that OB long. That was about as pure as you can really throw that middle line. Yeah. Equidistant from both the Zach Melton bush and the right side trees.
Yes. And we do have a lot of tailwind on this hole. So if you saw some big hyzers around the right side yesterday, probably not going to see them today because that tailwind is just going to push the disc straight down. So when you're taking your disc out over the OB on the right the entire way,
that's right.
That wind is not going to help you get back in bounds.
That's right. You see the Melton bush claim another victim in Drew Gibson, just catching the right side. Paul is safely on the green for par. Yeah, and for Gibson, when that comes down on a little bit of hyzer, let's check out this distance real quick.
Just outside the circle, but just inside the basket.
Nicely done, sir.
Oh, he's going Barsby mode on that jump putt.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. But like I was saying, let's just check this one out as well. Oh,
no
come on, dude.
Gosh, in the heart.
The fist pump halfway there, that's when you know that you've done something.
That was just a dagger. Oh, hello.
Oh, dude, the big time jump.
Nice. Attaboy. Rick.
Ricky's trying to be on Sports Science and show his vertical off real quick. They're still around after we asked about the last hole. But as I was saying,
maybe
Drew Gibson.
If we keep mentioning them, though.
Like, yeah, I think so.
What?
Sports Science? What?
Huh?
What? When that comes down on hyzer, a lot of times you get that little bit of extra roll, but Gibson converts on it regardless, takes his par. Now we're on to hole 13, playing as the 5th easiest hole on the course today, 3.15 scoring average. I think it plays longer than 394.
Yeah, we're going a little bit uphill, and today we got a tailwind, so that might offset the elevation gain. OB to the right of that cart path, and then there is OB that you can find pretty easily on the left side if you get inside a little bit too much.
That's right. As you see, Ricky kind of forced his disc over on Enheiser out of the gate. He's covered all the distance. He's he's putting, but he's putting right at the OB, which is no more than 18 or 20 feet from the basket. A nice smooth flight from Sexton there.
Yeah. And some very nice ground play.
That is something. Yeah,
doesn't quite get the he didn't quite get the flare skip, but he just got like the straight little
just
slide.
a nice little scoot.
Beth trying to do the same.
Also getting a little scoot. Just like we said back on hole 11, the grass here is quite a bit more skippy on the left side of the cart path and basically Velcro on the right side.
Yeah, especially since it rained a couple days.
That's exactly right. And we see Gibson actually gets a skip out of it, which is nice. Very close to it and thrown very hard, mind you.
Yeah, he throws with a good amount of power.
He's got the power. Oh, no. Ricky getting aggressive on that putt, just hanging out over the basket and ultimately ending up out of bounds.
Beth trying to convert from circle 2 in the tailwind.
Yeah, every putt just feels so difficult in the wind like this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure to Sexton that felt like a good release, and it just said, nope, down.
Nope.
Hey, pardon me, nope.
Hey, get out of here. Same with Drew.
Hey, did you even look up if this was a dance floor? Because if not, you're not making this. That's what it said, not me. So Rick is going to be in for bogey. Gibson for par here.
Mm-hmm.
Rounding out hole 13, we'll move over to 14. This is playing as the fourth easiest hole on the course, which is quite a departure from years past. Usually this is a pretty difficult par 4.
Yeah, this is a difficult par 4.
Still playing over par, though.
Oh,
4.1
par, mind you.
4.1 scoring average, 751 feet. What do you think we'll see from our competitors here?
I think with this tailwind, I think we're going to see a lot of flex shots. Possibly a couple hyzer flips on that right side.
And that's just about as pure as you're going to see a forehand. That was directly splitting the gap. Sexton's in a good spot, probably around 400 away from the basket from there.
And actually, I think we're seeing these sidearms from these guys because
look at that
roll. Wow, yeah,
nice.
That'll help. Any backhands with this tailwind, the disc is going to have a tendency to fall left, and there is OB on the left. Hopefully Drew does not find it, but
Gibson started that right, but you can see that's pushing so far left. Yeah, just so, like you said, so tough to control that angle with such a stiff tailwind. So 3 safe and actually expertly played forehands.
Yeah.
Long distance on all of those as well.
He's a little deep of that black basket, but luckily that one's not in play.
Yeah, that one's not in play this week. We're just playing the white veterans this week.
Good.
Sexton.
Sit down.
That's safe, no problem.
Yeah.
Right around circle's edge. Now, no spoilers, but you need to go and watch MPO 1 Jomez coverage because Simon does something here. He does a thing. So
that's good.
Just go watch him do some things.
It's probably good that he did a thing rather than just not play the hole at all.
That's right. No, he did show up and in fact throw some shots.
Okay, good.
Ricky hitting the guardian tree. Paul, I think, was likely playing for the hyzer side, but it honestly doesn't really matter which side you beat the tree. It's going to be close to the basket.
And this green has a similar feel to the one on hole 5, going uphill again. As long as you get some power behind the disc, you're going to get a straight skip.
Yep.
If you don't have an overly exaggerated hyzer aim.
Look at that birdie from Sexton.
Yeah, nice putt.
Yeah, good commitment on the follow through. Well played, sir. I say that like he's sitting here. Well played, sir.
Oh, man.
Gibson after
strong putt.
Yeah, I guess a string of low putts. A little bit of overcompensation maybe. Or honestly, just difficult wind could be it too.
Yeah.
Probably more so that. Paul off the right side.
Yeah, just that's the second time now this round where he's gotten just barely too far to the right. And I mean that bucket looks real wide, but I mean you get the same kind of action on a disc catcher too. If you're just a little bit too far right with the hyzer angle, your disc is just going to kind of flop straight down, and there's just nothing there to catch it.
Moving on to hole 15, playing actually more difficult than hole 14, which is...
I can believe it, and here's why.
Yeah, dead headwind. Yeah,
yes.
Super headwind, 438 feet, playing at a 3.43 scoring average. This is usually a hole that our top players kind of feast on, like, I get another shot at a 2.
Yeah. But now that OB on the right side is just staring you straight in the face, just like, yeah, throw your...
Come on, man, I dare you.
Yeah, throw it really hard.
Yeah, good luck, I dare you.
Oh.
And Sexton.
And then there's also OB on the left.
Settled OB left, so he's headed to the drop zone, and it's quite a ways back from where his disc crossed out of bounds.
And that's a confident rip from McBeth right there.
Yeah, that's
something nice and overstable.
I believe that's that Jomez force that he's been throwing all day.
There we go, he's back on track.
Ricky going a much higher route.
Could that be a Firebird?
I don't know, but it could be freaking really good. Very good shot.
Jeez. Yeah,
wow.
That had some juice and a lot of juice, a lot of trust. And that's what you like to see. And I think I saw it. I saw Drew's disc a little short left.
Yeah, probably just clipped the tree. Sexton with a touchy shot from the drop zone. Circle's edge. Yeah, that drop zone shot's probably about 220 feet, and it is not a gimme.
No, not in this headwind.
Yeah, Drew just kind of flicking his wrist to cut through the headwind there. Not a bad result, 15 or 20 feet.
Paul's a couple steps outside circle 1.
And you can see just how difficult the wind is playing.
And I don't know if like a bug flew into his eye or something, but he...
I don't think it's that he's really sad that he missed it. It seems he's not a crier.
No.
From what I know about him.
Well...
He might be.
Going back to the...
Don't blow up his spot, AJ. Come on, man.
But, I mean, he said it in front of everybody at the pro panel.
That's right.
Maybe he was thinking of Secretariat again.
Oh, dude, that was killing me.
Oh, jeez, Rick almost with the misfire there. I don't know what.
Almost a balk. Take your base.
He'll take his birdie.
Yeah, and that's a great one to get today.
Stroke on the card. 2 on Sexton.
Yeah, over to the most iconic hole on the course, the signature hole, hole 16, the island hole. 383 feet, playing as the 5th most difficult hole today at a 3.87 scoring average. And you remember the tailwind that we had that was so great on hole 14?
Yeah.
We've got it here, and it doesn't feel as great.
I don't think any wind feels great on this island hole.
I've just seen...
unless you lay up to the right.
Mm-hmm. But I saw some layups skip hard, get crazy ground action, and go out of bounds.
Sure.
And I don't know if there's much more frustrating than laying up and still getting punished by going out of bounds.
Yeah, because at that point it's not even about the ground or the wind or anything, because all that stuff is happening before you let go of the disc. It's just more of a mental error.
Right. Gibson going big hyzer.
Oh no.
And that's the difficulty of anything in this sort of wind.
Yeah.
Just catches the top of that green, and it's so fast it can skip off the back. Sexton playing the wide forehand. If this is weighted properly, yeah, it had a good angle, but just long.
Dang.
Just so tough to judge on a regular day, let alone this whipping tailwind. And that is well judged from McBeth.
Yeah, he's gotten the handle on those zones pretty nicely. And Rick, he's gotten the handle on those pigs pretty nicely too. Which
is kind of difficult to do. I heard pigs are kind of, like slimy and slippery. Not him. He's got the handle on it.
No, that was a sticky pig right there.
That's right.
Man, I don't even think that drop zone shot's easy in this,
It's not.
in this wind. And with this new pin placement tucked in the back right corner of the screen.
That's a great putt for Gibson. Staring at the water, if that misses on either side or even just hits the cage, it could easily be out of bounds.
Mm-hmm. Rick almost with the safest putt you can have on this basket.
Putting back up at it.
Okay. Sexton got in the way of the camera there, but makes the putt.
And that's McBeth's 7th par in a row. You don't see that very often.
No, not often at all.
So from the 5th most difficult to the 3rd most difficult, here we are on hole 17, 5.06 scoring average on this par 4. It's hard.
It's a par 4. So yeah. Most people are taking bogey. It's 806 feet. Plays straight most of the way. OB left, OB right, of course. And really the tricky thing here is a lot like hole 11. You're throwing your shot uphill, but then it's going to go over the crest of that hill back downhill. So going uphill, your disc is probably going to want to fall to the left once the ground falls away from it. And spoiler alert, there's OB on the left side.
That's right.
You got to control your flight 100% of the way and get some late turn on your disc, and McBeth did that beautifully.
Yeah, that's such a great landing spot he's just found. That's incredible.
And if this hole is hard in a vacuum, it's insane today because we got
a screaming headwind.
Yeah. Well,
I guess it's more left to right.
It's a little bit more left to right, which just makes things rather difficult.
We got 4 safe drives here, but Wysocki's is the shortest of the bunch after clipping those early branches. He's playing a huge turnover, and this is holding turn beautifully. Wow.
That's really good.
That probably just went like 470 just with ease. I'm impressed.
You do know that Danny Lindahl is going to make an audio clip of that.
Yeah, well, and after
right?
our no squeaking discussion yesterday, now I've just fallen prey to it.
30-second ban. I'll
Yep.
take it from here. All right, Sexton lining up a forehand. Big forehand. With the left to right wind, that could work out pretty nicely. And, okay, he's past that short OB. Not a bad putt. He's gonna have a look at birdie, which will gain strokes on the field, even if he misses that putt and taps in. And man, look at this. This is Paul McBeth was just behind the 250-foot marker to the basket, thrown over OB the whole way with that zone. Ooh, slippery green there, but he's inside the circle. Robert, you back?
The ban hammer has been lifted.
All right. That was tough. Tough for me.
To really just have to carry the show on your own. Quite difficult. You see Ricky just laying up there to secure his par. This is Sexton for birdie. I like the play that he kind of looks back at the camera like, hey, come on, man. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Nice little nose-up floater that if it gets there, cool. If not, he's not going to fly past it with that left to right wind. It's a tough putt for Gibson, and then this is for Paul's first birdie in 8 holes. No lift whatsoever.
And I think the wind just forced its way between his ears and got in his head right there.
Yeah.
Rick doesn't really care about wind too much. He just puts the nose down and jams it straight forward.
He's in for par. One of the most difficult things about the country club is that our final 3 holes are 3 of the toughest holes on the course.
They're tough. They're very tough. They've gotten me both days.
Yep.
Except 16. I've in my advanced stage, I've grown rather wise.
Nice. Yeah, I believe we had the 5th most difficult, 3rd most difficult on this hole as we move over to 18, 4th most difficult hole relative to par, 4.98 scoring average.
673 feet.
Yeah, and this is a new pin, OB surrounding the green and an elevated basket, which is difficult enough on regular days. Days like today, putting on an elevated basket it's almost just a crapshoot.
You're probably going to see a lot of layups.
Yeah, I would think so.
And speaking of layups, the play on this tee is almost to lay up to the short tee.
That's right. It is open on the ladies' side. This needs to travel.
Yeah.
Oh,
hurtful. Ouch.
Just the hardest cart path edge ever. Shooting Ricky back out of bounds. That's an unforced error, but also just unlucky. McBeth scooting.
Settle.
That's good.
Okay. Is it the Jomez disc? No.
No.
But it's in bounds. And
Even non-Jomez discs can find in bounds. Sexton Firebird here.
And that's great.
Yeah, right by the ladies' tee.
So he's right in front of that short tee. He's going to have a nice little hyzer approach to the basket. Well, maybe not little.
And these are the sort of shots that I've been hoping for. Drew Gibson going huge. Looks like maybe he clipped a tree on 16's Island. Not really sure where that finished, but we've heard in hushed tones people talking about a shot that went over that tree and found safety here on 18's green. Ricky using the backboard. Calling glass.
He's got a couple rings. Might as well flash them.
He is safe in putting for par there. Here's Gibson from the drop zone as well.
Actually, I better correct myself before Big Jerem hunts me down. You don't get rings for world championships.
What do you get them for?
USDGC titles.
Oh. So what do you flash for world titles then?
You just
Your titles?
You just call it hashtag World Champ Love.
Okay, sweet.
Settle down.
But how do you flash World Champ Love? You just do it?
Well, yeah, you just hit the.
I guess if you have
You just
to
hit
ask,
the backboard and get a roll back in bounds.
I guess if you have to ask, there's no way you could ever know.
No. Well, there's a way, but if you have to ask, you don't know.
Yeah. Fair.
And Sexton is running this putt all day.
You think so?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
He maybe wanted a little more run than that, though.
What?
What? No semblance of putting form. Just, hey, I'm going to toss this up. McBeth for birdie. That means McBeth has parred every hole on the back nine, and we've checked with UDisc. That is his longest par streak in UDisc history. 9 holes in a row. Usually the dudes
what was
get
it with
some,
over
get some
with over
birdies.
2,000
Yes.
UDisc holes recorded?
Something ridiculous like that.
That's crazy, man. That's frustrating, I tell you what. 'Cause he had the looks.
Right.
He's been throwing good shots.
Right. For non-McBeth competitors, I think so many people would be thrilled with that clean back nine. Just all pars.
Oh, for sure.
And
especially on a day like
strokes
this.
on the field as we see McBeth finishing at 12 under. That's going to move him up onto our lead card for tomorrow.
Yeah.
But the story of the day today, Eagle McMahon shooting an 8 under par, 1070 something rated, just killing it.
Yeah, he gets a little fire emoji right there.
Yeah. He doesn't get an arrow, he gets the fire.
He gets the fire, just blazing his way up the leaderboard.
We want to thank you guys so much for joining us for our second round coverage of the Glassblown Open presented by Dynamic Discs and the PDGA.
Yep.
If you haven't already subscribed to the Jomez channel,
Oh, look out.
come on, man. Subscribe. Do it. Maybe they'll probably throw another party if we get to 200,000.
Yeah. Something like that. And just like Bon Jovi, we're halfway there. See you guys in round 3.